Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Addicted to Growth podcast. I am your host, Jean Richard. I am so happy that you are here with us. I am extremely excited about today's special guest. Today, we have Jordan Miller. He is the founder of GNWY, a nonprofit organization. They are totally legit changing the stigma on mental health. Jordan is also the founder and host of the Gen Y podcast. So I could just go on and on so much about this guy and all that he is doing. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce Jordan Miller. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're coming all the way to Oklahoma right now, so you're
Oh,
traveling long
sweet.
distance.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, Jordan, what I really would like to first get into is there was an event in your life that took place with a college roommate,
Mm.
um and that kind of led you to change paths and directions in your life. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so this
Something.
yeah. So the story that you're hitting on is actually it was one of my high school friends and super popular kid. And yeah, so whenever, we were going through high school, super popular kid, he was really plugged in with his youth group. He was, a really great family, all that kind of thing. And then it was a couple years out of high school whenever we graduated, went our separate ways. I was getting a haircut by a girl that I also graduated with. And she was like, Jordan, I don't know if you know this, but our friend actually ended up, passing from suicide a couple weeks ago. And then as I'm sitting there in the chair, I'm obviously, shocked by the information, but also
Yeah.
very, uh, I guess, burdened because and shook because, 3 months before that, he messaged me on Facebook and I never
Mm.
messaged him back. Right. And so, which, during that time, I was going through a lot during my college ages, and an only child. I went to community college, and all of my friends left, and so I was trying to find my way, through life just by myself in general. And then, this story hit me pretty heavy. And so
Wow.
during, beginning of my college years, it was pretty dark time for
Mm.
me. And so, whenever that happened, a couple years have passed. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm trying to do with life and everything. And then Oklahoma, ramped up in teen suicide in 2017. And so
Wow.
we went from the 32nd to the third leading state in the nation with teen suicide. And so with all of my personal encounters with that, as well as myself, I attempted twice when I was a freshman in college.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
it was just happening a lot, around just my circle of friends. And so
Sure.
whether it was a friend or a family member or just somebody close to them, that they lost. And it just in 2017, I was like, man, I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like,
Yeah.
we should do something about it. And then a lot of my friends that I was praying about, what direction I would like to go, and how we could, be able to make an impact. And so during that time, I was already traveling with music. I was rapping and doing and DJing and doing all this stuff. And so I was like, let's just, start invading the schools and see what happens there, since the need is there. And so I got a couple of my super talented friends, and it went from, eight people to now we travel around to schools with like 15, a
Wow.
big group. And so and in 2017 we started Generation Y, WHY. We started it because we recognized obviously the statistics, but also, just people in general are struggling and needing purpose. And so that's why we called it Generation Y. We want to be able to infiltrate every arena, school, conference, convention, anything with a sense of purpose, because that is your foundation for your future. And so that's what we went
Absolutely.
with. That was what we went with. So we've been doing it for the past 5 years.
Great. I
Yeah.
love it. So
Yeah.
tell the listeners what exactly occurs. Y'all are invading these schools and the message that comes across.
Yeah. So we actually do it through the creative arts. So we have rappers, dancers, spoken word artists, motivational speakers, videographers, photographers, a live DJ. And it's a wild time. So we do have a good time, and yes, it is very it is hype and all that, but it and entertaining, but it's also very encouraging, inspiring, and then it gets the kids involved as well. So nobody's sleeping during these 45 minutes to an hour long sessions. And so I wish I would have had that during my school time, because
Right?
we had a lot of boring stuff. So yeah, we have a good time. But yeah, we break it up with everybody's story. And so each one of us, like one of my friends, Julian, myself, and we're training some other people on the team to be able to learn to tell their story, because
Right.
everything travels the speed of story and relationship, right? And so yeah, it's a blast. But then we all usually wrap it up with this big community engaging thing, and it's
Hmm.
pretty dope, because we want everybody to one, know your why, change your perspective, and then change your community. And so that's what in a nutshell of what we do.
Love
And our
that.
social media is great. I love it. We create a lot of content. And then we started a podcast, as you were saying, a couple years ago during 2020. And so that is going great as well. And so yeah, it's just creating content, meeting the kids where they're at, meeting a need, and then
Yeah.
trying to fulfill that need. So
I
that's
love that. Now, with sharing your stories, opening up that door. So, do you find a lot of youth now coming out, telling their stories or opening up to y'all? Has there been, any situation that you can really remember, like, wow, I'm sure there's quite a few, but that made such an impact that it really changed their life? Because a lot of, teens today, sad but true, they don't have individuals at home to go to. They don't
Mhm.
have individuals and they're scared of
Right.
speaking up.
Yeah.
So they don't. It is a hard problem that is just multiplying right now. That the new norm has been for everyone to just stay silent.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I mean, over the past 5 years, we've been in front of 110,000 students live, and
Wow.
it does not get old or numb to the fact whenever a student will come up to you and then physically hand you a suicide note. And
Um,
I remember one instance is in particular that we were up in Michigan, and this was like, I think right before COVID. So it was like the week of COVID. And so we were up in Michigan, and we almost got trapped in Michigan because the
oh,
governor was closing the borders.
oh,
So we went into the school. Sorry, a little backstory, right?
no,
But
please,
yeah,
please.
we went in there, and the principal came out of the office and was like, okay, I know that we had you scheduled for two assemblies, but the I just got word and an email from the government. We can't have any groups over 100 people. And so we went from going to one or two assemblies to doing six, back to back to back to back. And
Oh
so
my God.
yeah, it was insane, but it was great. And so we did one group, and then as soon as we got done, moved them on, got to the next one, and it was
Y'all
awesome.
were sleeping good those nights.
Well, we had an event that night as well at a
Oh
local.
my
uh,
God.
yeah, and so it was great. But at the night event, so it was a student that saw us at the schools. They came to the night event, And then after the night event, this girl came up to us and said she pulled a note out of the back of her phone. She said that I've been holding on to this for a long time, and in case anything happens, and I actually go through with some things, then I had this. And so she pulled a note out of the back of her phone, and it was actually a suicide note. And so I got a lot of my friends that are obviously are on the team, and we're like, yo, let's burn it right now, And so
Oh,
yeah, we went in the parking lot and burned that thing. And so it was super dope, really
man.
life-changing moment. And yeah, so that was during COVID, so it was about 2 years ago. So yeah,
Wow.
very impactful, and that's just one of them. But we've got a lot of stories like that. So yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. I just, this is something that needs to be done in every school. Unfortunately, individuals like yourself, instead of the school system, have to have something traumatic happen for these aha moments. But, praise God that you did start this organization. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing how far y'all are going to go. Because, I mean, y'all going to take over the
Appreciate
world.
it. Thank you so much.
Yes, for
We're
real.
we're praying, for a big. I mean, we just got done with the philanthropy week. I think last year, and the school out here in the city, they chose us for their philanthropy week, and they raised like almost $200,000 for us. And so, like, our
Oh,
projection right now, we're super excited for it because.
yeah.
I mean, not only is it cool to like get chosen, by a school, but like the reason why they chose us was
Mm,
even more impactful because they saw a need in their school, and they noticed that they're not getting the recognition or the voice that they need to. So let's get somebody else to be the voice for us. And so it was super impactful, that whole experience. And then it's obviously changed the direction of Generation Y and the trajectory of it, and we're super blessed and honored. But yes, you're right. There's a lot of schools that will wait for the last minute for something like tragic to happen, and then they start doing the call in, and they're like, well, what do we do? What do we do? Who should we get in? And all that kind of stuff. And
right.
over the past 5 years, I will tell people no, because
Mm,
I do not want to come in after the fact.
mm-hmm.
I want to
Right. You
be.
want to get it beforehand.
Yeah, because I mean that's on the school's responsibility. That's on the city, the town, whatever is their
Exactly.
responsibility. And these kids, they're hurting just as much as each individual one of us are, because they're going through so much life change. They're going through so much just trying to figure some stuff out. And so like whenever kids are hurting, like they hurt on a different level, right? And
Yeah.
so like for us, like we want to be able to be that voice for those students, not only that are hurting, but just trying to figure it out. I know every one of us on Generation Y, we've been in that position where we're trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And something like Generation Y coming together has even helped so many people on the team. I've been blessed to be able to lead it, but it's like I not only love the impact that we make on students, but seeing the life change of the people that come on board on the team has been amazing too. It gives them purpose, and there's been so many people that have been like, this is what I've dreamed of, and that
Oh,
I've been working for my whole life. And so to be able to do that and act it out is like, I feel like I have purpose. And so there's a
absolutely.
dope recycling effect, and everybody being able to be an impact, get impacted, and we're all free to
Yeah,
do
and keep it going.
life.
That it just has to be so extremely rewarding. Like, you know, and
It
just
is.
having
Yes.
that domino effect, and just each school and more people get on board. And I just absolutely love it. And, with the fundraiser, I mean, sky's the limit.
Mm.
I can imagine y'all's wheels is spinning right now. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, our next goal right now, we're trying to get, for one, a building, a couple more people on the team hired, like full time,
Yeah.
and also being able to add after school programs, in the building that we'd be able to get. So not only will we have, a travel team that continues to
Hmm.
travel, but we'd be able to, do something locally here and let our roots grow deep. And so, not only do we want to spread hope, but we want to plant hope. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, our next goal right now. So we're doing a lot, even with curriculum and doing all that, but it's going to take even more fuel to do these things. And so
Absolutely. But I
yeah.
can see it. I can vision it, Jordan.
Yes,
Now,
thank you.
the schools that y'all go to, is this open to just certain grades? Have y'all gone to universities? Tell the listeners where, you
Yeah,
guys
so
perform.
we kind of like specialize in middle school and high school. We do a lot of, partnering with colleges as well. And we've done a little bit of elementary. We're not really trying as hard to get in there, just because I
Yeah,
mean,
that
you
age.
could do the worm on stage and those kids would go crazy. But but our bread and butter is like, middle school to college age. And so yeah, it's really for anybody, public, private, online schools. We've made a virtual assembly as well. And so anybody and everybody can get the impact, I guess. And so if that's what you're asking, right?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
absolutely. Yes, that
Okay.
answers it perfectly.
Yeah.
And if a school is interested in having Gen Y come see them, you are based in Oklahoma City, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And what areas, is it strictly there? Are there times of the year that y'all can y'all do travel outside the state?
Yeah, if anything lines up with our scheduling and everything. Like I was saying, we were just in Michigan not too long ago, and
Yeah,
we'll be in Denver twice this summer. And so yeah, I mean, we can go anywhere and everything, or everywhere, but anybody can go in, on our website, www.pursueyourwhy.org. And then we have a booking tab there, and we have all the questions that
awesome.
you may ask. So yeah,
Awesome.
so we would love to come out anywhere though. So you're in Baton Rouge right now, right?
I am, and I'm always in New Orleans as well. So hey,
Yeah,
either one or both of them, we're gonna
let's
have to
do it.
hook something up.
Yes, that would be dope.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Um, what did I want to ask? I just was thinking of something. It'll come back to me.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah,
come back
be
to
good.
me.
Are you plugged in with the schools at all?
Um, my daughter more or less is.
Right.
She is actually a program director for the Children's Advocacy Center.
Oh, really? Let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can definitely, I am plugged in with a couple schools back in Louisiana, back in New Orleans.
Yeah. Okay.
Just being alum and still connecting with them, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna work something out.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely. Are you coming to Marcus's EYA in Denver?
I am.
Let's go. We'll be there. Yes,
I
ma'am.
was there last June, so hey.
Yeah.
I told he and Ashley, y'all aren't getting rid of me. I was just with them in where were we? Houston a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they had an event in Houston.
That's
But
awesome.
okay. Now I have a few personal questions for you.
Let's go.
All right. Let's see. What is a life lesson? Excuse my video messing up. It does that from time to
You're good.
time. What's a life lesson that you would like to share?
A life lesson. Man, there's a lot. I would say for me personally, even right now, I was talking to my wife the other night about it, but I feel like um no matter what in life and what life brings you, what happens in life, everything has to be grounded in gratitude and joy, and understanding. And if you have those three things, it's like you could be able to get through anything, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and my biggest thing is like I feel like understanding is the deepest form of love, because like I can be able to, you know, I can say I love somebody or anything like that, but until like I can understand where somebody is going, what they've been through, and where they're at, then I can fully have a grasp on, a true understanding of that person,
Of
right?
love. Wow. I
Um,
have never heard love explained like that. And that is everything.
yeah, yeah. I
Wow. Understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of give a good example on like chocolate. Like a lot of people love chocolate, right? But until you know the process of what it came from like a cocoa leaf to what it is to, all that whole
Right.
process, or like,
Yeah.
somebody judging somebody on like their life journey, right? They only got the glimpse of where they're at. But if you knew where they were going, and where they came from and how much work they put into getting to where they are to where they're going, it's like you
Right.
can appreciate and understand that person so much better, and the love becomes actually real, tangible, and like there's a depth to it. So
Right. And
so yeah,
continues to grow. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Wow. I
yeah,
love that, Jordan. I
yeah.
really love that. Yeah, because there's so many individuals, they'll say that they're in love with each other, but one may do something the other doesn't like and just quickly go off and not understand
Mm,
why this occurred, and
right.
I love that. I really love that so much. I am
That's
going to keep
funny.
thinking about this. Yeah.
Definitely,
Love that.
definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Um, what do you want to be remembered for?
Mm. Mm, my intentionality and serving people well. I think that when you serve the people, the people will, continue that service, and everybody needs to be served love, and but being intentional for it. Don't, not expecting anything out of it. A lot of people, I feel like, they'll serve somebody or they'll do something for somebody and expecting them to get something in return, right?
Uh-huh.
It's that unconditional love, you know what I'm saying? There's no understanding behind what you're doing. Um there's no pure motives behind it, you know what I'm saying?
There
There's
you
just
go. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, there's just always, it all has to come back to me and somehow, right? Well, what
Hmm.
if you did something for somebody that you never even find out, how that person is, then we've seen that so many times with kids that we've impacted. We'll impact these kids and don't hear from any of them, for years. And then 4 years later down the road, you see somebody working at Starbucks or something like that, and they'll be like, "Hey, you were that guy that was that group that
Yeah.
was a pivotal moment in my life."
Wow.
And I was like, I'm those type of moments, you're like, dang, I didn't think that anything of it, never met you at all, and
Right.
you never know what type of legacy you make by breaking into somebody's world. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
Yeah.
everybody walks around like they're in a bubble, you know what I'm saying? And they like
Hmm.
nobody can touch me. I'm trying to do and focus on my goals, my future, blah blah blah. But it's like, okay, what happens if you say hi to the person next to you, or the person that's greeting you, or the person that like you want to compliment, but you feel weird about complimenting it? But it's like, if you stepped out of that, comfort zone and impact somebody else's world, and everybody's living in their own world. So it's like, if you just break into somebody's world and acknowledge somebody, I feel like acknowledgement is so powerful and pivotal in people's life. If you can look somebody in the eye and be like, yo, I know that you're here, and I know
Yeah.
that you are probably going through something, because I know I'm going through something. And it's like, we can connect on some level. Let's just talk it out. But just like you were saying, it's like even social media, we've social media has made so many people silent because they want to be consumers instead of creators, right? And so
Yes.
they want to scroll, consume a lot of information, drama,
Yeah.
negativity, all this kind of stuff. And what are we doing to our vessel? Is like we're clogging it up, you know what I'm saying? And it's like
Exactly.
there's no room for,
Exactly.
right, there's no room
Yeah.
for outpour. So it's like everybody's going to be negative toward other people. And so
Yeah.
I would say, long story short, what I would like to be remembered by is acknowledgement, intentionality, and serving people well. So,
I love that. I love that. And with you speaking about that, that reminds me of, how you said, just all that we've taken in and clogging up. So many people, stray away from opening up, and they just keep letting it pile on and pile on. And, we're learning now daily more and more things about mental health and emotional health. And a lot of individuals, I'll say there's nothing wrong with opening up, just like a physical wound, you may not be able to see it,
mhm,
but it's just the same. And
yeah,
let's say you have a scar. I'm sorry. Let's say you get an injury, you get
yeah,
cut, it's filled with dirt. Until you get in there and you clean it out and you
mhm,
flush it, it's not going to heal. And
mhm,
that's the same thing with our emotional wounds,
mhm,
and the scars that we're walking around with.
yeah,
So, exactly, just a simple little hello to someone, just any small act, you never know the ripple effect that's going
yeah.
to take place.
And that healing process hurts too.
Sure does.
That cleaning out
It
process
sure
hurts
does. Right.
well. So,
You may scream, cry, kick. Right. It's going to
but
hurt too.
there's
Good
probably
point.
some people, in your life or some things that we need to clean out, some things, some bad habits,
Right.
there's a lot of things that we all probably just need to go back to the drawing board on and, reassess and, readjust because like, we're all trying to figure things out, but like there's nothing wrong with relearning stuff. So,
I agree. I
yeah.
agree. Okay. Big question here, which
Uh-oh.
kind of may have answered it already. I don't know. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
What's a goal that you're working on right now?
Ooh. If you ask my wife, she'd say a baby, but hey, hold
Ah,
on.
that's awesome.
No, but I would say we are currently, working on a couple of contracts with people, being able to make even more in-depth relationship
Hmm.
with certain communities and cultures here in the state. And we're looking for grant writers. We're looking for a building, like I was saying earlier, and
Hmm.
then I would say, man, the next thing too. I mean, we are kind of getting booked up quite a bit, so we're probably going to be building a second team. So, I mean, huge goal though. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the big goal, I think it'd be dope to have a Generation Y group in each state, and so
Oh, yes.
yeah, so being able to have, a physical location, but a travel team in each state to be able to do
Absolutely. Just think of the individuals that would be
mm,
impacted, that
yeah,
y'all would reach. Wow.
yeah.
I love that. I can see it. I can see it.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Now, I'm just curious. Do y'all have, you mentioned, plans for after school activities, things like that. Do
mm,
y'all have any um counselors on staff or anybody that comes up to meet with kids? Is that all done through the school? Are you looking to get counselors on your team or?
We actually have we're gonna be hiring a intern here shortly that is actually going to school for counseling, therapy, and all that kind of stuff. And so but
Oh, yeah.
she's also building a big like counselor pool. And so what we'd like to do is like all of the counselors that we get in this, community, a Gen Y community, we'd be able to send these students to those counselors if they're not, already connected with a school counselor
Yes.
or anybody else. But yes, we're trying to build it to where it's not just a call hotline. It's more of a intentional thing. So we want to be able to walk out our values just the same way that we do our personal life. So yeah, we're working on building even
Great.
more resource pool for these students. So
That's
uh,
great. That
yes,
is so awesome.
yes, ma'am. We're on the same page. I like that. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we're gonna talk further. We got some connections. Yeah.
Let's go.
I
Okay,
have some
I can't.
popping in my head.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. Let's do it.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now I always close with two personal questions. You ready for the first one?
Yes.
Well, fun questions, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What's something on your bucket list and why?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Does it have to be serious or can it be fun?
No, it can be anything. It can
Okay.
be
Okay.
anything in the world.
Something on my
What
bucket
is
list.
on Jordan Miller's bucket list
I would like
and
to
why?
have I would like to have one like hangout session with Kevin Hart or The Rock.
Or
Yeah,
both.
or both. Yeah,
That would be great with them two next to each other.
that'd be hilarious. Yes.
That's
But
awesome.
that would be on my bucket list because I'm very inspired of like what they do. Not only like just entrepreneurially, like they have so many things that they are doing and they're doing it at a very high successful way. And so
Hmm.
and but they seem like they're both quality, like intentional quality people. So I think it'd be hilarious to be in the room, but then also being able to learn from them. And then yeah, just hang out. So that would be fun.
That is so cool. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I follow both on social media too, both of them. I love them.
They're hilarious.
Yes,
Yes.
they are.
What about you?
And
What is
I
yours? What about you? What is yours?
oh, nothing wild and crazy, but something on my bucket list that I want to
Okay.
do is I want to run a marathon
Let's go.
along the coast of California.
Oh, okay.
And
That's dope.
why? Huh?
That's dope. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And my why behind that is because I've never been to California.
Okay. Yeah.
My mom tells me all about it. She was an airline stewardess before I was born for many years
Okay.
and would tell me all about California and their weather.
Yeah.
And I got into running when my grandfather passed away, whom I was very close with. I was there
Mm,
when he passed, and he um he did die due to Alzheimer's. And when he passed, the first 5K I did was an Alzheimer's run,
that's awesome.
well,
Yeah.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
And it was just such a very instrumental growth time in my life.
Mm,
And, just jogging really does something for me,
yeah.
and it's just something. So that's that's on my bucket list to do. Or
Let's
it's
go.
kind of more of a goal. Let's just go with bucket list.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, for sure. I like that. I like that. So do you have a timeline for that goal?
Oh, good question. I
Yeah.
need to make one and I'll do that right now.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Um, Let's see.
This is the accountability side of it right here, people. If you're
It
tuning in,
is
yes.
1 year.
Okay, let's do it.
3/20/2024 is my deadline.
We're gonna set the date right here, right now, people. Yeah, perfect. March 20th, 2024.
Now I gotta look up marathons and
There you go. That's it.
hey, I'll create my own if I don't find it.
I was
But
about to say, why don't you just do your own? Yeah, that'd be dope.
right.
Take all of EYA with you.
Yes. Retreat.
Let's go.
Hey, I
Let's go.
mean, yeah, this could
Blow up.
big time.
Big time. Yes. That's good. Good.
All right.
Excellent.
Last fun question.
Okay.
If you could ask anyone one question in the world, dead or alive,
Mm.
who would it be and what would you ask?
Mm. See, you say dead or alive. Now it got me. You have to go through so many. Okay. You're making it difficult on me. I would say, man, I feel like I've got a lot better ones if I thought about it.
But
But
you can update your own later.
right. I'll have to
Yeah,
go.
I asked my kids this the other day and they were like, I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'm like,
There you go. That's an even better question. I should say the same thing. No.
no.
That's a good. I would say, man, okay. If I was to do a serious one, we'll do a serious one. Okay, and then we'll do a funny one.
Oh, I love it.
I would say a serious one for me would probably be um I'd probably ask my grandpa, that, he passed not too long ago, about a couple of years ago. I would ask him what chose him, or I would be asking him the same thing that you asked me, like what do you feel like your legacy was that you built over the past 81 years?
Oh,
And I would ask him how he did it. And so, yeah, that's my serious one. My funny one, I would ask Michael Jackson how he came up with the sound hee hee. If it just came out randomly during recording or something, or he actually thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a very interesting thing. But yeah, those
that
are
is so
those are my two. Yes. It's interesting.
you are too good, Jordan. This is hilarious.
Do you ever think about that? How did he come up with that?
Yeah, really.
Like, was it on
Maybe
accident?
one of his dances, it just came out when he does that famous move holding himself. I don't
That's
know.
probably it. He just pulled up too high and it just
Yes,
that's
exactly.
probably
Got
wow. Okay, yeah. That's exactly what it probably is. Yeah.
and then the director, somebody was like, do that again.
Run it back. Yes. Yes, that's hilarious. I love
Ah,
it.
that's too
I
much.
love it.
Oh, that's
What's
too
your
much.
what's your goal for the podcast?
Oh, my goal for the podcast is going
Mm,
to be I want to have 1 million listeners
okay.
um by within 2 years.
Well, okay, let's go. Yeah, that's what's up. Is this video too? Video and audio?
I'm right now it's gonna just be audio
Okay. Yeah.
or video. I don't know yet. I'm learning as I go. I have a few
Yeah.
recordings done
Yeah.
and I'll be starting to upload my special my guest on this coming week. because up
Okay.
until now it's just been audio because it was just myself.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I will probably do video as well. Yes, because I am now on Apple and Spotify and looking to add to others as I go. Probably
Perfect.
get a YouTube channel within
Yes.
very, very near future. I have a
Yeah.
personal one, but not a podcast one.
Let's go.
So yes, I just want to thank you so much for being here. But I'm gonna add it in the show notes, listeners. But can you please tell us again all the social handles that uh, the listeners can find you
Yeah. So you can
on
find us
Gen Y?
on, yes, you can find us on anything and everything. GNWY.co on literally anything and everything. And then our website is pursueyourwhy.org. So
Okay,
that's where you can find all of
great.
our information on booking, merch, all of the things. And so yeah, and our social media is doing well right now. So go check that out. So
Love it, love it. And yes, merch. I definitely I have some of y'all's merchandise as well, and I wear it proud all the time.
let's go. Yes. We got some new ones we'll be bringing to Denver. So you'll have to get some new more
Oh,
ones.
nice. You know I will. You know I
Yes.
will.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
thank you again so much, Jordan, for
Yes,
joining
ma'am.
us. It has been an absolute honor to have
Yeah.
you here. And just, it's been amazing. It's been
Yeah.
amazing today. So
Thank you for
thank
having
you.
me on. I appreciate it. I'm honored
Yes.
too. So,
And you're welcome back anytime. So thank you
excellent.
so much. All right. Take care,
Of course.
everybody, and see y'all later.
See y'all later.